Top 10 Most Expensive Hurricanes to Hit the United States. Every time a disaster hits us, it leaves us nothing but mess and ruins, not to mention the lives it claimed and the damage it caused. In this video, we will show you the top 10 most expensive hurricanes that hit the United States. You will not believe how much it cost, especially when we reveal the number 1. So stay tuned as we begin our countdown. On the 10th spot was a Category 4 hurricane that made landfall in the Punta Gorda area on August 13, 2004. It was named Charlie. It was the most devastating storm since Hurricane Andrew touched down in 1992. Hurricane Charlie claimed 15 lives and an estimated $16 billion in property damage. Plus, 1 million people left with no power. During that time, the evacuation triggered by the storm was the largest in the Tampa Bay area history. According to Times Archives, 1.9 million people in 11 countries were told to evacuate, and more than 800,000 from Pinellas, Hillsborough, and Pasco were instructed to leave town. Before we move on to our countdown, don't forget to like this video, turn on notifications, and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any of our video updates. Number 9. On September 16, 2004, destruction hit through the southern U.S., particularly the area between Gulf Shores, Alabama, and Pensacola Beach, Florida. Hurricane Ivan landfalls on the 9th spot. With the wind speeding at 120 miles per hour and a storm surge of 14 feet high, everything that comes in the way of Ivan was totally destroyed. Trees, houses, and power lines were down and responsible for 91 deaths. It has reached the major hurricane status in the southernmost storm in record, with $18 billion damage along its track. A slow-moving Category 1 hurricane, Florence, made it on the 8th spot. The eye of Hurricane Florence made landfall on September 14, 2018 at Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina. Over 2 days, it produced record-breaking rain with more than 30 inches measured in some North Carolina locations and river flooding at 9 gauges which exceed 1 in 500-year expectations. Florence was considered as a long-lived Category 4 hurricane which lingered until September 17. The storm left 1.1 million residents without power and estimated damage of $24 billion. The strongest hurricane on record to make landfall in the Florida Panhandle, according to the National Weather Service, was named Michael, which hits the 7th spot on our list. Michael caused catastrophic damage from the wind and storm surge after it lands near Mexico Beach, Florida on October 10, 2018, just a month after Florence hit North Carolina. It was nearly a Category 5 storm, destroying cars, houses, and power lines along Georgia, Florida, and Virginia. There were 35 fatalities reported during the hurricane with estimated damage of $25.1 billion. The hurricane that blasted South Florida on August 24, 1992, arrives at 6th spot. It was named Hurricane Andrew. The Category 5 hurricane struck South Miami-Dade County with winds of 165 miles per hour, causing an estimated $27.3 billion in damage. At that time, Hurricane Andrew was the first major hurricane to affect the Florida Peninsula in more than 25 years. In the aftermath of Hurricane Andrew, more than 250,000 people were left homeless, 82,000 businesses were destroyed or damaged, and about 100,000 residents of South Dade County permanently left the area. Stay tuned until we reveal the number 1 most expensive hurricane and find out how much damage it caused. The next hurricane, named Ike, surges on the 5th spot. Ike came ashore at the north end of Galveston Island, Texas, on September 13, 2008 as a Category 2. Its force wind field exceeded that of Hurricane Katrina. As a result, Ike's massive size created a storm surge like that of a Category 5 hurricane. It was the 7th costliest hurricane to hit the United States. Total property damage to Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas reaches to $34.8 billion. The effects of Hurricane Ike were also felt in Canada, causing some areas in Ontario to flood to up to 3 inches high. The subway system in Montreal was temporarily shut down due to electrical malfunction. Hitting on 4th spot is Category 5 hurricane on Florida in 2017, Hurricane Irma. Hurricane Irma was big, slow, and long-lived. It made its first U.S. landfall at Cudjoe Key, Florida on September 10, then tracked through Florida's Big Bend, southwest Georgia, and southeast Alabama. Irma is the 5th costliest hurricane to hit the mainland United States, causing an estimated $50 billion in damage, according to the National Hurricane Center. The residents of the Keys were ordered to evacuate on September 6, while the other areas of Florida, Puerto Rico, and U.S. Virgin Islands were declared under a state of emergency. A raging freak of nature is how National Geographic described when this next hurricane hit land on October 29, 2012. Hurricane Sandy rages to the 3rd spot. It causes deadly flooding, mudslides, and destructive winds from the Caribbean to the U.S. East Coast. In the 9 days that Sandy raged, it killed 70 people in the Caribbean and almost 150 people in the U.S. At least $70.2 billion in damages was caused by the hurricane, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. This Category 4 hurricane was the first major hurricane to strike the Middle Texas coast in 47 years. Hitting on 2nd spot is Hurricane Harvey. It dumped more than 50 inches of rain, which caused damage to southeast Texas, Louisiana, and the Houston area, and inflicted approximately $125 billion in damage. It came ashore August 25 at San Jose Island, then hit the mainland towns of Rockport and Fulton. The storm slowed, then lingered over land near the coast for 2 days before moving offshore. It made another landfall in Louisiana at Cameron on August 30, 2017. And finally, hitting the top spot is the most destructive U.S. hurricane. It hit New Orleans in August 2005. That's right, it's no other than Hurricane Katrina. This Category 4 hurricane killed 1,836 people and damaged $160 billion of property. On the morning of August 29, the storm made a landfall at Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, approximately 45 miles southeast of New Orleans. By afternoon, 20% of the city was underwater. New Orleans Mayor Ray Nagin had ordered a mandatory evacuation of the city the previous day, and an estimated 1.2 million people left ahead of the storm. However, tens of thousands of residents could not or would not leave. By September 2, military presence was established in the city, and National Guard troops mobilized to distribute food and water for people who are left behind. So, there you have it. Top 10 expensive hurricanes to hit the United States. Have you experienced some of them? Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching. Are you ready?